Well, hello, and welcome to episode 259 of Drink the Movies. I'm Brian here, as always, with Michaela. And Michaela, welcome to Oscar Week.
Welcome to Oscar week indeed, Brian. All things Oscar all the time. I've got
Yeah,
half a case of Wycliffe. I
yeah,
got
you do.
some Don Julio. I got my hopes
You're
and
like, I have
dreams.
$100. What will that get me? It will get me one bottle of Don Julio and 11 bottles of Wycliffe.
Yep, yep. Haters gonna hate, but yeah. Haters definitely gonna hate on that. I think we move on. Look, we only do like one bottle, and that's when we're mixing it with stuff. I always have some cava just for you because, or Kermont,
Mm.
because, I understand I'm the only basic bitch, or sorry, I'm the only basic human who, can deal with it. It's just really hard to argue with when it's like $8 a bottle, man, Especially if you're gonna add a bunch of stuff
Mm.
to it. Come on
Is it?
now.
Is it? I don't know.
Okay.
I don't know. But what is not hard to argue against is the fact that the Oscars are here and that they are awesome. And this is our fifth Oscars together, I believe, in terms of Drink the Movies. And you and I took in an Oscars together the year before Drink the Movies. Is the Oscars the reason why Drink the Movies exists? I don't know, but it certainly doesn't hurt. And we love the Oscars around here. We love doing our pick 'em with everyone. So make sure you get entered into that, drinkthemovies.com. Get your picks in. Got the prize package coming. It's free to enter. So whoever makes the most picks does it right. And we're going to be making our picks here as we go through the different categories today. So, yeah, the Oscars are pretty big. We've watched all of these except for four. We'll talk about those when we get to those categories. Three of them are just not available anywhere for us to watch. We missed Kokuho in like its one day. I think it was at the Regal Theater by us,
Mm.
so we missed that. Hopefully, it'll be streaming somewhere because I would like to watch it. Like, it's getting like really good reviews and stuff, so I would be interested to see it. I don't think it would be my pick necessarily, even like unless it does something like absolutely like astonishing there. But we'll talk about that. We'll talk about the other things that we haven't had a chance to watch, and yeah, just kind of go through each of the categories. We're not gonna belabor these. Don't look for like a 3 hour episode here, but we're gonna kind of go through and give a couple thoughts, make our picks, and then move on. And that's what we're going to be doing today. But before we get into the uh, the picks, we gotta make sure we get our drinks right. So we're gonna be talking about the Governor's Ball here, which is being provided drinks again this year by Don Julio. I think what did I say? It was like the seventh or eighth year or something like that that Don
Yeah.
Julio has been the liquor provider for the Oscars Governor's Ball. Which, if you don't know, the Governor's Ball, correct me if I'm wrong, Michaela, that's like the official, like the Oscars like branded like after party
Oh
kind of
yeah.
thing, basically, right? That's what that
Yeah.
is.
Yes. I believe you are correct. And so it's where you go and either drink your sorrows away if you lost, or you just get completely, um, yeah,
You go and
wasted.
drink a bottle
You
of
just
Don Julio 1942 is what you do.
right,
Either
right. That's
way,
what you
that's what
do.
I
I
do.
mean, and yeah, and good on you. If you've won an Oscar, you deserve one. They probably have that in the swag bag they give you because
Ooh.
apparently that's a whole thing too. There's this undercurrent of swag gift things just when you show up at the Oscars. You get I don't know, you get like shoes and like a bottle of 1942, which is not bad.
That's
Not
true.
bad at
That's
all.
true. We give a swag bag away to our contest winners, so that's pretty good. So let's go ahead and go through these. So the first one up is the Best in Show. Right there, I can see some Don Julio Tequila Blanco in there. Silver Tequila, Don Julio. I might have went on the record a couple of weeks ago and said that silver tequila is all the same as long as it's 100% agave, and I might still stick by that. But Don Julio, that's a good one. That's a good one. And this right here has some Italian aperitif, some dry vermouth, elderflower liqueur, cucumber syrup, lime juice, sparkling water. We're going to be trying to make all four of these on a side note. So, Michaela, you looking forward to this one? Have you had this one yet? You've sampled a couple of these. You went ahead of me. I I
I
beat
did.
you in watching all the movies first, but you beat me in having the cocktails first. So I guess who
Yeah.
really won?
Who really won? Who really? Yeah, yeah, definitely. This is actually really lovely. The Italian aperitif, you could do Campari or um, what is the other one?
Aperol.
Oh my
You're thinking
God.
Aperol,
Thank
I
you.
think.
Yes, yes, yes. Campari or Aperol. It's only half an ounce, so you can see it's got like a really beautiful blush color. The
Hmm.
cucumber is going to really pop. This is very good. And I know we say Don Julio. If you don't have Don Julio, you don't need to go out and get some. But this is the most reasonably priced of the Don Julios, I believe. So buckle in if you're on a budget, then sorry about the next three.
Yeah, sorry
But
about that. Don Julio, not a sponsor, could be. But I will say that last year we picked up a couple of bottles of Don Julio, and they do actually sell them in like the 375 milliliter size at some of your more well-appointed liquor stores. So that might be a good way if you wanted to sample some of these without spending, a truckload of money. So we've got that one is first. The next up is the Golden Cup Margarita. Look at that, baby corns right there adorning the rim. This is some Don Julio Tequila Reposado in this one, and it's going to get some dash of gin. I don't even know what that means. A dash, like from the salt shaker, I guess. I don't know. Lime juice, simple syrup, grapefruit bitters. That sounds pretty good. And toasted baby corn. I'm totally going to eat it like Tom Hanks and Big. But I think you tried this one. You
I did.
rude to have this without me. On a side note,
No. Oh, well, yeah, I felt bad. I
did you?
gotta say, this is a little bad. I felt a little bad. I wanted to make
A little bad.
what I didn't do though was roast the baby corn. And I
Oh,
think
okay.
that probably that we're definitely going to have to do that without setting it on fire. It's amazing. This drink is a triumph. Now, I used literally a dash of gin, just a splash. Um, and it's very, very good. This is amazing. The grapefruit bitters really like sets it off. The reposado is gorgeous. I gotta say, I'm usually not even a reposado fan, but this was a delight. Yeah, for sure. Give this a
That
try.
was that was the one.
We're gonna
What
have
kind of
plenty of them.
we're gonna have plenty of them. Absolutely. What kind of gin did you use? Do you know? Do we have a
Um,
preferred gin?
I used a Brooker's gin. I know
Okay.
you love a Plymouth gin. I would try, if I were to say, I would say do not do anything floral.
Mm,
I would do
yeah.
something a little bit less floral. I mean, the grapefruit's going to add just a touch of kind of fruitiness to it, but you don't want to overpower it. And it really is a splash, like a bloop, like
Yeah.
that's it.
Regular old London dry gin. Probably standing in for like a white vermouth kind of almost here in
Mm.
this instance. Next up we have the Maestro Martini. This is calling for Don Julio 70, like Cristal or something like that. Which is weird because this is an añejo tequila, but it's crystal clear, which is kind of neat. I don't think I've ever seen that at the store, so we'll have to do a little bit of digging, see if we can come up with that for Oscar night. You could probably get by using any kind of thing, but you're going to want to use something high quality because it is a martini type of a thing, but you might not get that clear color right. You might be stuck having just some like tequila colored martini, which is, not a bad thing necessarily. This is Don Julio 70 Cristalino Añejo. Like I said, don't know anything about that. Maybe more on that to follow. Maybe not. We'll see. White vermouth, banana liqueur, 7 drops of salt water, and then a clove orange peel. That sounds pretty good. Saltwater is not something I think we've ever really done in a cocktail, but I have seen it in a lot of cocktails over the last couple of years. Just a little bit of salinity. You have to think of it kind of as like when you're making like, like a cake or like cookies or something, and it calls for like that pinch of salt. And it's not to make it salty, it's just to, kind of enhance all of those other flavors. And I think that's what it is doing here. I'm really excited about this one. Banana liqueur,
Yeah.
A-OK.
Yeah, this is definitely going to be Brian's favorite if we can find that Cristalino Anejo tequila. This looks like it's going to be awesome. I haven't tried it yet because I also have been looking for the 70. Now, I do have a Don Julio Anejo, and that's probably going to be fine, I'm going to say,
Mm,
like you said. But I do think that you should not forget the clove orange peel as a garnish here because looking at this, you're going to have some sweetness from the banana liqueur. You're going to have some salinity from the salt water, just a touch. And then you're going to have that really dry kind of in the back of your mouth feeling from the vermouth.
hmm
So the clove and the orange is probably going to be like this really beautiful a- aerosol of like earthiness from the clove and like fruitiness from the orange peel. I think this is really going to be an inspired drink. I'm really looking forward to it, and I don't even love bananas, so this is going to be exciting.
Yeah, I'm excited about this one. I'm excited about the aroma of it because kind of those flavor components right there, the banana, the clove, the orange, are like yeast esters that you get out of like a traditional German Hefeweizen beer. If you're familiar with a Hefeweizen or a wheat beer, like those flavor components are very prominent in that. So I'm interested to
Mm.
see how it is in in terms of that. And then the fourth one up here is called The Sequel. It is featuring the Don Julio 1942. That is a tequila that we bought last year, and we may or may not have made it through the whole bottle. Which was good because then, that was gone. We didn't have time to drink the Wycliffe. But this one right here, Don Julio 1942, Hawaiian coffee cold brew. If you don't have, that particular region of Mexico's cold brew, you could probably use whatever kind of cold brew you want. Piloncillo cinnamon cacao syrup. Now, I'm not sure if Piloncillo is a region of cinnamon growing Mexico, or if that is a brand name of that. I don't know for sure. But some cinnamon cacao syrup. You could probably make your own. You could probably buy it, I suppose. 5 drops of salt water and then some vanilla bitters. This looks like it might be the best coffee elixir of all time. And we made that one for Drink the Video Games that was really good, had the Guinness in it. But this might trump it. I don't know. I don't know. It looks
Well,
great.
yeah, this does look really good. We're gonna have to look for this Pioncillo cinnamon cacao syrup. Uh, mm, I don't want to make one, but we can if we have to, because
We have to. If we have
this looks
to
great.
travel to Piloncillo, Mexico, is that a place? I don't know. I have no idea. I don't know about it. I do know that whoever took the pictures for Don Julio or for the governor's ball did an excellent job. These pictures are beautiful. So that is the cocktails that we're going to have coming up. We're going to be trying to make those come Oscar night and get some pictures of them. We'll probably at some point during Oscar night go live, maybe on Instagram or YouTube or something like that, and talk a little bit about them making them, get some videos of Michaela making them, of us cleaning up the mess of Michaela making them, all that type of stuff. I mentioned the Oscar Pick'em. That is live. You can go to drinkthemovies.com. It's literally right here at the top of the page. If you're watching this on YouTube or Spotify, you see a giant red arrow pointing where you need to go. Click on that button, make your picks. And whoever makes the most correct picks at the end of the night wins the prize package. That's all you got to do. Pretty easy stuff. It's pretty fun, and that's what we're going to be doing today. We've got a really cool rocks glass come in. Going to get coaster, going to win some free movie tickets to whatever local theater you've got. This is going to be really fun. So go there, do that, and I'm going to be on our way. So, Michaela, let's get into the picks. Now, the first three categories are all of our shorts, which we've seen all but one. And we're starting with the best documentaries.
Oh my goodness, yeah. So we have All the Empty Rooms, Armed with Only a Camera, The Life and Death of Brent Renault, Children No More Were and Are Gone, The Devil is Busy, and Perfectly a Strangeness. And I have to say, I liked all of these for various reasons. I think my pick is going to be All the Empty Rooms.
All the empty rooms. Yeah, I mean, all of these were very like harrowing, especially all the empty rooms, armed only with a camera, and the devil is busy. Perfectly a Strangeness was weird. If you've not seen it, it basically follows these three donkeys who go to this like observatory kind of thing. It's like I don't know, like it looks like it's abandoned, but it's not. It's just the kind of the way that this observatory works, and they kind of walk in there. Like it was interesting to me because I was really excited about it because I love. I love animals and I love space. I'm like, that's pretty neat. And it's literally just them kind of like wandering through, but I don't know like how prompted that was from them. But it gives you like I don't know, it was like this like surreal kind of like sense of space, just seeing these animals, with these, interstellar
Yeah.
satellite kind of things.
Oh,
It was really surreal. It was really like moving in a sense. Children No More Were and Gone. We have not had the chance to see. It's not available to be seen anywhere, and we missed the documentary short presentation at the movie theater. So not able to see that. Hopefully we're going to get a chance to see it here this week before Oscar time comes. But I also am going to go with All the Empty Rooms. It's chilling and frustrating and sad and somehow like hopeful at the end of it. It was pretty incredible stuff. This to be said about all of the shorts. Normally, there's some shorts that I don't really jive with. All 14 of the 15 shorts that I've seen this year, I really, really liked on a side note.
yeah, I would agree with you there. I think Perfectly a Strangeness is absolutely gorgeous. It's like 15 minutes long. So if you're interested in like the most beautiful shots of space that you have seen since Goodnight Oppie, go watch that. I don't know how much of a real documentary it is though, and that was kind of my issue with it,
Hmm.
just because it seemed very strange. Like, and they don't even talk about it. They don't say, hey, these three donkeys showed up and they won't leave, or so we decided to film what was happening. Like, nothing like that. It was just very strange. So,
Mhm.
Yeah, so we agree. Great. Best live action short films.
Yeah, that's right. We've got Butcher Stain, we've got A Friend of Dorothy, Jane Austen's period drama, The Singers, and two people exchanging saliva. These were all incredible. We saw these at the Independent Picture House just not that long ago, just a couple of weeks ago. They were all really kind of haunting stories, and then Jane Austen's period drama was more of this comedic. Look at a very like important kind of a thing, right? Like societally,
Mm.
I thought it was important. I did feel like after I sat with all of these for a little while, I did feel like Jane Austen's period drama was kind of like a Saturday Night Live skit. So I'm tossing that one out the window. I am saying two people exchanging saliva. That's the one I've not been able to stop thinking about ever since we saw it. That is my pick for live action short film.
Yeah, for me, it was really tough because I love two people exchanging saliva, and I also kept thinking about The Singers, which I think you can see on Netflix as of now. Those were both really good. A Friend of Dorothy is lovely, and it probably would have been my pick just given the subject matter.
Mhm.
But I think you and I are of the same mind. I think two people exchanging saliva asks some bigger questions and creates like a completely different world in a way. And I loved some of the shots. They made some really bold choices, even though it's done in black and white. It was really interesting, and it's kept with me, stayed with me for a bit. So I agree with you.
All right. And then moving on to our next category here is the best animated shorts.
Oh, best animated shorts. That's going to be so. And of course, it's me that has to talk about this first because, oh man. All right. So, best animated short, we have Retirement Plan, The Three Sisters. We have The Girl Who Cried Pearls, Papillon, and Forever Green. Oh man. So, all of these I thought were amazing. I am going to say that I think Papillon is going to win. Papillon is not only beautifully constructed and the animation is really special. It
Mhm.
also tells a very harrowing story that's based in truth, and I think that it's very timely. However, my favorite, will probably it's a tie between Forever Green and Retirement Plan. I think both of those are amazing, and if when I'm glad to be wrong, but in this case, I think I'm going to go with Papillon.
Yeah, Papillon was pretty special. The animation style was amazing. Papillon is butterfly, so you'll see it as butterfly on most of your Oscar ballots out there. So, yeah, that one was pretty special. I don't know, like all of these were really good. Same as you, Forever Green, Retirement Plan. Those were probably the ones that just connected with me, like emotionally, like in the moment the most. Forever Green's just this beautiful thing. It's got this little sad, tragic little bear. It makes me like cry, like just thinking about him being sad there at the beginning of the movie. There, the animation style I didn't really care for like myself just visually. I did not care for the visualization of this, but I could certainly appreciate the artistry behind it. So that's not to take anything away from it because it's actually going to be my pick. The Girl Who Cried Pearls, I think is the best of these films in terms of the story that it's trying to tell movie wise. So a little bit different animation style. Didn't really jive with me on that front, but the story, kind of the message of it, and just like how different visually it looked from some of the other ones, I thought really put it over the edge for me. So The Girl Who Cried Pearls.
All right. Well, moving on to best visual effects.
Best visual effects. All right. So we've got
Where I'm best visual effects. All right.
best visual effects. We've got Avatar, Fire and Ash. Moving on, we've got oh no, I'm just kidding. We've also got F1, Jurassic World Rebirth, The Lost Bus, and Sinners. The Lost Bus was a movie that when they announced it at the Oscars, everyone was like, "What? That's a movie?" And then they pulled up the poster for it, and you can see it if you're watching the video right here. And it's just Matthew McConaughey looking, I don't know, like in a burnt sienna overtone, and people are still like, that was it. But it's pretty cool. Like it does have some pretty good like forest fire special effects. The special effects in Sinners were great. I don't know, special effects wise in F1, I assume that some of that race stuff had to have been, visual effects and things like that. Jurassic World Rebirth, it had that big, like, I don't know, Godzilla, like monster mashup kind of a thing. It had a lot of really cool dinosaur effects. The coolest one of my favorite shots of the year is when that big, like, swimming dinosaur thing, I don't know what they're called. Come at me, dinosaur people. And it like splashes down next to the boat. Like that was incredible, but it Avatar Fire and Ash is like it's like should have its own category for visual effects because it's not even fair.
Yeah, I feel like this is tough, right? Because I mean, James Cameron changed film completely the way we're going to film, visual effects based shows from now until forever because of the technology that he did. So it's kind of unfair. I really loved Sinners. I loved F1. I thought the effects of the fire in the Lost Bus were actually really cool. But yeah, I'm voting for Avatar, 100%.
You know, the special effect of the bus in the last bus was less good, but the forest fire was pretty good. Forest fire pretty good. Avatar Fire and Ash. There you go. There you go.
Brings us to Best Sound. We have Frankenstein, Surat, One Battle After Another, Brad Pitt, and Sinners.
Yeah,
Brad,
Brad Pitt.
sorry, and by
There's an
Brad Pitt, I
F1.
mean F1.
There is an F1 car behind him.
No, you know
Michaela
what?
was distracted. She's had
I
some Don
was.
Julio. She saw Brad Pitt looking
I did.
looking ripped
I
in
mean,
that white shirt. I don't know if that doesn't sound like anything, but it sure looks good, I guess, if you're predisposed to that. We just saw Surratt this week at the Independent Picture House. Shout out to them again. And yeah, I mean the sound design on it is absolutely insane. That thing is thumping. And I could see a world where that wins. It kind of comes in and takes it over the top here over those other ones. Sinners is such like a vast soundscape because you've got music, you've got the score of like the ambient like environment. You have spoiler for all of these movies on a side note. You have like creature type sounds, gunfire, all these things. Like yeah, it's like sound design from every level. Um, I don't know. I'm gonna defer my vote for 1 second while I think really hard, and I'm gonna say Sinners, I think.
you think you're going to say Sinners? All right. I think. Oh man, this is
I
hard.
almost said
I think I'm.
Frankenstein on a side note,
No,
but I did not.
yeah. So I think I am. I think I'm going to go for Surat. Actually, some of the sounds, and you're in the middle of a desert. Sure, there's music, but I think the sound mixing of the things that occur, and they're going through very rocky terrain, and the way that, and I don't want to spoil it, but the way that kind of the big thing that happens, the first big thing that happens,
Hmm.
that sound has echoed me, like it has haunted me since. Um, and so I don't know. I'm gonna, this is hard. I'm gonna say Surat, and I'm probably
Yeah.
gonna be wrong, but that's okay.
I mean,
Um,
we saw Seurat at the Independent Picture House, which is amazing. It was an amazing experience. If you saw Seurat in IMAX, then you probably should go see your like ear, nose, and throat doctor and have him give you like a hearing test to make sure that you're still good to go. Because Seurat was pretty crazy on the sound design.
pretty nuts. I mean, half of it is like this in this in a desert, like a rave, and so like the speaker pieces I thought was super cool too. I don't know, I just liked
Yeah.
it.
Really cool. Really cool. All right. Speaking of sound, let's go to Best Original Song. We've got Diane Warren. Again, I think Diane Warren has been nominated for like the second most Academy Awards of all time. So that's pretty exciting. Dear Me, from the documentary about Diane Warren. If you're interested in music at all, you should probably go watch that. She's one of the best there is. We've got Golden from K-pop Demon Hunters, Sweet Dreams of Joy by from Viva Verdi, I Lied to You from Sinners, and Train Dreams from Train Dreams. The Train Dreams song is good. It's done by Nick Cave. Like Nick Cave, that's pretty good. I Lied to You, Sinners, soundtrack top to bottom, incredible stuff. But there's only one song of the summer. It already won the Golden Globe, it already won the Grammy, and it's going to win the Oscar. Golden, I say.
Golden, golden. Yep, absolutely. And I just want to point out, I'm not saying that should win, but it is going to. So
Yeah, it
sorry,
should win.
Diane.
It's the best song. Sorry.
You
I mean,
think?
it is.
You
Absolutely it is.
like?
Yes. Yes.
Yeah. I'm glad you feel that way. I think maybe,
And they
well,
looked at Disney and they're like, "Hey, remember when everyone in the whole world saying we don't talk about Bruno?" And then for some reason they did not like put it forward to be nominated for the Academy Award. They're like, "Not gonna make that mistake again." So
yeah, no, they actually did. I feel like maybe because I have a young son and I listened to it about 600 times a day last summer that
oh yeah, that's fair.
maybe that's why I might be tainted on that. So good luck. To that end, we have Best Original Score. And for that, we have Hamnet, written by Max Richter. I hope I'm saying that right. We have Begonia, score done by Jurskin Fendrix. Sinners by Ludwig Göransson. Frankenstein's by Alexandre Desplat. And
Get
Jeremy
that
Green.
French going.
Yeah. And then my eyes. Johnny Greenwood does one battle after another. Ooh, this one's hard. Because I think the scores of all of these are incredible. I think I'm gonna go with my gut though. I think Frankenstein.
Ooh, Alexander Desplat. Okay, that is an Oscar favorite there. I think three of these composers have won Oscars, maybe more, but I know for sure three of them have. And Alexander Desplat, I believe one just a couple years back. One battle after another. Johnny Greenwood, Johnny, you're gonna have to be satiated by being in the best rock and roll band of all time, Radiohead. You did not get my vote. Ludwig Göransson for Sinners gets my vote here for best original score because it is incredible.
It really is incredible. I mean, oh, this is hard. Ah, should I change it?
You already said,
I've already
nope.
said, oh, okay. All
We're moving
right,
on.
fine,
Moving on, I
fine.
say. Moving on to best makeup and hairstyling.
Oh, best makeup and hairstyling. All right, take it away.
All right, so we've got The Smashing Machine, Sinners, Frankenstein, The Ugly Stepsister, and Kokuho, which is a film that we've not been able to see. I think it was playing at our local Regal theater for like one showing, I think.
Oh,
I was out of town, you were out of town. I don't know. Some reason we couldn't go see it, or like we still had like 50 other movies to watch, and we're like, ooh, that one's 3 hours. But like I'm looking at it, I'm looking at the pictures of it, like it looks like dazzling and spectacular. Like all the reviews and stuff I've seen for it, make it out to be like this is something that I definitely need to see, and hopefully I can see it here this week. I'm going to keep it on my Just Watch, for when it eventually is able to be seen somewhere, like to rent or to stream for free, whatever the case is. I don't know. There's some impressive stuff this year. You got the transformation there in the Smashing Machine. You have the body horror stuff in the Ugly Stepsister. Sinners. I mean, it's just a whole gamut of stuff in Sinners, but it has to be Dr. Frankenstein's monster, doesn't it? It has to be. It has to be.
see, yeah, I feel like for me, when I looked at this, or I think you and I might have talked about this, where I was like, "Oh, Frankenstein's totally gonna take it," because that monster just makes the film. But I would say that The Ugly Stepsister is also something where that transformation really makes the film, right? Where that ugly stepsister changes and morphs.
Hmm.
Um, However, I as a layperson do not know where makeup and hairstyling ends and like some of those bitty visual effects of
Not
the
like
body
visual
gore
effects, right?
begins.
Sure. Hmm.
So for me, I think we're both going to agree that it's Frankenstein because without a really wonderful Frankenstein, this story would completely fall apart. Um, I mean, I think honestly, the it made the film.
Yeah, absolutely.
So our next category is Best Costume Design. And for that, we have Avatar, Fire and Ash, Sinners, Frankenstein, Hamnet, and Marty Supreme. You know, this is tough. This one was really tough because I want to say for me, it's definitely between Sinners and Hamnet. Creating
Mm-hmm.
um, these these kind of time capsulated um, visualizations through fabric is really, really cool. Some of the work on Hamnet I just thought was just exquisitely done. Um, I don't know though. I think Sinners is going to take it for me because Sinners not only has the time period piece, but there's also a lot of fantastical stuff that has to happen, and all of that required costuming.
Hmm.
And so I'm going with Sinners.
Yeah, there's so much like period stuff in Sinners. Avatar, I don't even understand like how that's like a thing that it's nominated for, but I don't know. I
You
digress
said
there.
it, not me, but yeah.
Uh, Marty Supreme, out of here with that. I think you're probably correct with Sinners. Like all the period stuff in Hamnet was incredible, and a lot of times like period stuff does really well in the Oscars, but the swath of stuff in Sinners is impressive, and they had to dress Michael B. Jordan twice and make it, similar but different enough. Which is really impressive. But I think I mentioned it before. I might have mentioned it in a Patreon hangout. I'm going to pick Frankenstein here just for Mia Goth's wedding dress that she wears in like the first scene of the movie, basically, because I saw it and I'm like, holy smokes, like that was mind blowing that it
Yeah.
existed. Like the I don't know, like the train or like the hoop bit of that had to have been like 20 feet wide. Like it was insane. Like I don't even understand how it works.
Yeah.
Like, how do you
No,
even get that
same.
much fabric? You go to the fabric store and say, "Give me it all," I guess.
Yeah, Princess Diana's person like they took a cue from that with all the with the train detail, right? I mean, because her train was something like half a Abbey long, remember? So
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah, absolutely. Speaking of things that need to be produced, let's talk about best production design. We've got Frankenstein, Hamnet, Marty Supreme, One Battle After Another, and Sinners. This one's tricky because a lot of the same things that went into costumes are going here to production design. Sinners has to create this world that they're existing in. It has to create this like, juke joint that exists and is able to like almost like transform and become like a character like into like the like second act of the movie. That's pretty impressive. One Battle After Another is this big expansive thing. Hamnet, building like the stage where Hamlet is performed, I mean, probably is enough to take it over the top right there. Marty Supreme, not a movie that Michaela and I are super high on, to be quite honest, but like the dedication to recreating was like the 1950s. There, I
Mm.
mean, it looked absolutely spectacular. And then Frankenstein, Dr. Frankenstein's lair. Come on, I can't keep picking Frankenstein for stuff because I feel like it's going to burn me, but I don't think it's going to burn me for this. I think that Frankenstein's going to win Best Production Design. The other ones I've given it, maybe not, but I think production design, people look at Guillermo del Toro and they're like, that guy knows what he wants out of a set.
Yeah, no, I mean, the opening scene. Now you're talking about the dress. The opening sequence. They're on a ship in the middle of an ice storm, and the ship's hit an iceberg. I don't know how they do that. You talk about the layer. You talk about the under layer. You talk about when there's a big fire. This house. Man, no. It's incredible. It is just incredible. And to me, the only thing that really can compete with that, as much as I love the Globe Theater and all my Shakespearean goodness, is Sinners, because Sinners also has to create these fields of cotton. And I haven't ever seen fields of cotton like that. Like I don't. I mean, and the way they create the joint, the way they just and the afterwards of like I don't want to spoil it, but other things that occur and the way that they make that look seamless, it's
Mhm.
incredible. But I think you and I are gonna both pick Frankenstein on this, and we might be wrong. We might be wrong, but it is what it is.
Is what it is. On to Best Film Editing.
Best film editing. We have F1, who
We've got Brad
stars
Pitt.
Brad Pitt. Oh my gosh. We should just call it F1 should just be called Brad Pitt. No, we have F1, Sinners, One Battle After Another, Marty Supreme, and Sentimental Value. This one's tough because this is the first time in this so far that we've seen Sentimental Value be nominated. And I thought that the
Mm-hmm.
editing was very good for it. Um, I have to say that I think I'm going to choose One Battle After Another for this. Just because some of the sequences that had to be done, and the way that they had to build some of the story around over time, really required some very good editing, to be able to tell you what was happening and who was doing what and when they were doing it. And they couldn't just say, "Hey, this is 3 years later or 16 years later, and this person looks different, but this is how you know who they are," and that sort of thing. Yeah, I really like One Battle After Another for this, or Sinners. It's a toss-up, and I haven't picked one battle after another yet for anything. I don't think so. That's what I'm gonna do.
Yeah, I mean, the editing in all of these is really amazing, and I think that any of them could win and be justified in, saying so. Absolutely, but I'm also going to pick one battle after another. Basically, you're in the movie for like a solid hour before it even like takes a breath. Like it's pretty incredible. Like the opening kind of like montage chase kind of thing that happens is pretty spectacular. So, best film editing for me, one battle after another.
Best cinematography.
Best cinematography indeed. We have the one that's going to be my favorite, the favorite of a lot of people out there, Train Dreams for sure. We've got Sinners, Frankenstein, One Battle After Another, and Marty Supreme. I don't know. This one's tough as well. I mean, there's a lot of beautiful shots. There's a lot of really neat angles. Marty Supreme has a lot, and it has a lot to work with because you're talking, you have like sports stuff, you have like crime stuff, you have like all sorts of things you're having to frame stuff up for. Same could be said a little bit, in Sinners, to that end. I'd really like to say Frankenstein here again because it's kind of big and vast and intimate all at the same time. But like if you're teaching a class about cinematography, like you have to put on Train Dreams, right? You just have to. And I don't
You
know,
do.
like here's the thing. Like I read about Train Dreams online because that's something I do with my free time all the time now. Ever since I watched Train Dreams, and I'm like freaking addicted to it now. Um, is that every like person who seems, or at least is coming from like a place of like authority on these things, says that Train Dreams is like the most like spectacularly breathtaking like cinematography like presentation like maybe ever. Like it's just incredible. But I don't know if people that are in charge of voting on these things decided to ever watch Train Dreams because it has a weird name and it was on Netflix. So I'm hoping that they did, and I'm picking Train Dreams.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna. Gosh, we're basically the same ballot again. I love Train Dreams. I really did. It is the most beautiful film I think I've ever seen, just from the shots. Um, and I think you're right. Like, on a side note, it's not just random members of the Academy. I guess the people that vote are in the subcategories within the membership. So they are cinematographers who make the short list and then do the final voting, which is pretty cool. So I think if anybody was going to watch Train Dreams, they would come to that conclusion as well. And I'm going to have faith that they are seeing it for what it is. Frankenstein's amazing, and so is Sinners. But I mean, I don't think Train Dreams is going to bring any other award home, but it should bring Best Cinematography. The whole time, I was just completely in awe the whole time. And there are some great shots in Sinners. There's some really big, expansive stuff that happens in Frankenstein. And as you said, the others, but Train Dreams for me, 100%.
Well, we'll see. Train Dreams has two more shots here, but before we get to that, we're going to be going to our new category for the year, Best Casting. So take it away, Mikhail. This is a new one. I'll let you have this one.
All right. So for best casting, we have the cast of Sinners, the cast of One Battle After Another, the cast of Hamnet, the cast of Marty Supreme, and the cast of Secret Agent. Ooh, this is tough. This is real tough because so many choices are made that define whether or not a movie does well by who is in it and how that cast comes together and the chemistry that they have. Um, this is really difficult. Hamnet, I felt, was so personal, and the relationship and the chemistry that you see between the two main characters is just palpable. One battle after another just has always been my gut ever since I've seen it. I thought about this Oscar when I was watching it, and so that's going to be my choice. But every I think everybody is deserving in this one, just because the choices that were made were really amazing for both Sinners and Secret Agent. So.
hmm Yeah, and it's interesting because this is the first year of the casting category. So, no one really knows like what is going to take to win it, right? Like this is going to set the precedent, I guess, maybe going forward at least to some end. The Secret Agent cast in that is spectacular. I would love to see it get some love right here, but I'm going to give my love right now to Sinners. How do you decide that one man can play both parts really good? I don't know. Ryan Coogler can, and whoever the casting director was. And I'm sorry, I don't have their name, which is a shame on me. So go ahead and yell at me about that. So casting directors out there, glad you're finally getting your due here come Oscar night. All right, so that's going to take us to our best documentary feature. This is the category that is near and dear to my heart as a lover of all things documentaries. There's one of these that I have not been able to see yet. Michaela's not been able to see it. I don't know if anyone's been able to see it outside of like a film festival, but Cutting Through Rocks, that is one that is still on the to watch list. So we'll see if we're able to see that this week. Now, that being said, any of these that we've not seen yet, if we are able to see them here in the next 6 days or so, and that changes our vote, right? If we see Cutting Through Rocks hypothetically and decide to put that in there, that could happen. But the other nominees are The Alabama Solution, Mr. Nobody Against Putin, Come See Me in the Good Light, and The Perfect Neighbor. This pretty much from the start of this category and the shortlists have always been between two, and that is The Alabama Solution and The Perfect Neighbor. They're both pretty impressive. I'm going to go ahead and give my pick to The Perfect Neighbor because I feel like it shines a light on something that is very important. It did something very unique in that you feel like sympathetic towards the police officers in this instance. And yeah, I mean, I think it just like highlighted something that needs to be highlighted. The same could be said for the Alabama Solution, 1,010%. And I would also love to see that win. And really, my favorite part about the documentaries is not really who wins or loses, but it is just that you get to place some light on these people who are making these, projects of love and passion, and get to put those stories out there, which is great. But Perfect Neighbor for me.
Perfect neighbor for you. Yeah, that one shook me. I mean, all of these, and I also haven't been able to see Cutting Through Rocks because I live in America, but all of these I thought were really worthy for their own reasons. Um, I think you were probably right. Documentaries are meant to have us be forced to think about things in a different way. And as much as I love Come See Me in the Good Light, I mean, you know me, I love that story, and I really thought it was life changing. Um, the others are much more, I don't know, I don't want to say important because that doesn't sound right, but just appropriate for the time.
They feel more
Um,
timely, I guess, probably.
yeah, yeah, yeah. Um, and I think I do want to pick the perfect neighbor as well, but I think I'm going to do the Alabama solution. And the reason why is because the way the Alabama solution was filmed, um, in the secretness of which it was completed, in America, I thought was just really, really important.
Mm.
That, I mean, nobody against Mr. Putin. It felt kind of similar in that where it's like, we want to tell the story, but we have to do it in a way that tells the truth, but also is right under the nose of people who could literally end us for telling the truth. And I think that that is really important. So, I'm if I'm wrong and Perfect Neighbor wins, that's great. Because I love both of them, but for me, it's going to be the Alabama solution.
Yeah, absolutely. Like I said, it's just about seeing those documentary teams there at Oscar night is the best.
Yeah, yeah, it is really cool. It is so cool. Um, the next we have is Best International Feature. Uh, Nominations are Surat, It Was Just an Accident, The Secret Agent, The Voice of Hind Rajab, or Sentimental Value. Oh gosh, and that means I have to choose. This is real hard. This is going to be real hard. I think Sentimental Value has because it's also nominated for Best Picture. Um, it's probably going to win. Um,
Secret
so that's
Agent is nominated for Best Picture.
Oh, that's right. That's right. Oh, yes. Okay. Oh, well, that immediately makes me feel better. I don't know. I mean, this is hard. I definitely think it's between the two of them. Sarah got a lot of really amazing buzz. Um, but I think for me, if I were to choose, I think I'm going to choose Sentimental Value.
Yeah, I'm going to pick sentimental value here as well. I mean, it was nominated, I think, for 9 Academy Awards, which is a staggering amount, especially for an international feature here in our very US centric outlook on these things. The Secret Agent is incredible. Surratt was like an experience to behold. The voice of Hinder Job is like it's completely upsetting on like a human level there, and it was just an accident. Also incredible. All these were so good this year, but yeah, sentimental value. I think it just has the edge. Like I said, and the Secret Agent is I probably liked more than sentimental value. Truth be told, but I think it just has it's got too many fighters in the
Mm,
event this year.
yeah.
All right, let's go on to animated feature. This one's also going to be one that's going to tear us up to pick here, but we've got Arco, K-pop Demon Hunters, Elio. Shout out to Nora who came on our bonus episode for Elio, Zootopia 2, and Little Amelie, or the character of Rain. I would love to pick Arco here because it was incredible. It was amazing. It was the best. K-pop Demon Hunters is my pick.
Yeah. You know what? I didn't listen to my heart once, and I don't know. Should I listen to my heart or my head? Because I mean, I think you're right. K-pop Demon Hunters, it's gonna win, but it shouldn't win because it's not the best one. I love you, K-pop Demon Hunters, and I get that a million people watched you 100,000 times, and I guess that makes sense. But for those of you who are wondering like which animated films to watch from the last year, please go watch Arco. It is amazing. It's so beautiful. It is so well done. I mean, think about it. I really want Arco to win, but I don't think it's gonna. I think it's gonna be K-pop Demon Hunters.
K-pop Demon Hunters. I have the And similar to Golden, I have the advantage of not having a kid that I have to watch K-pop Demon Hunters with 19,000 times. So it's it's not quite as grating on me. So there you go. There you go. What do we got next here? Best adapted screenplay. I told you Train Dreams was going to be back.
Yeah, yeah. I just didn't. Yeah, but I just don't know if it's gonna win. So for best adapted screenplay, we have Train Dreams, Frankenstein, One Battle After Another, Begonia, and Hamnet. Oh, this is hard. This is real hard. And I think it's almost unfair for anybody to make this call unless they'd actually watched or read or experienced whatever the adaptation or the original form was in, right? So
Hmm.
if it was a book or a novella, they should experience that so they could really say what they think. Because I got to tell you, when this category came out, I was like, oh, it's going to be Frankenstein. Um, but there are some things that, the book does have or doesn't have, and it's slightly different. I wish I had read or knew what Begonia was beforehand,
Hmm.
because that film was a sleeper for me. I was not expecting to love it as much as I did. Man, this is hard. I have no idea.
Yeah.
I,
This
this
is
this is
this is probably the hardest category for me just every year because really, if you sit down to vote for this, you could be like, well, what is the most like accurate to the book, or what is the most creative with the interpretation of the book, or what is the most like outlandish interpretation of the book? Like it could be like any of those things. And yeah, if you haven't read it, then you don't know. Like, and a lot of people are familiar with the story of Frankenstein, so you could say, well, okay, this piece aligns with this, and this is why this was made. Train Dreams, which I did listen to, because as I said, I'm obsessed with it. Like is like shot for shot, like the Train Dreams novella was like the storyboard for the film of Train Dreams. So if you want something that is exactly the same, then go with that. I'm going to go with One Battle After Another because it got 15, 14 nominations, something like that. And I feel like this is a good one for it to win.
Yeah. No, and I think because, and again, is this? I don't even know. Now I have to go look. If it was a novel, I think it's a full-length novel. One Battle After Another. It had to tell a story
It was a
visually
haiku, I
that
think. One Battle After
it was a
Another haiku.
haiku. All right, got a 3 hour. It turned into a 3 hour film. Um, yeah, I think I'm gonna agree with you there. Just because I wonder how they how it began as a story on paper and then turned into this just giant sweeping epic kind of anthem of time passing and all these characters and what happened to them over a period of time. So I think I'm going to agree with you there.
There you go. That is best adapted screenplay. And moving on to best original screenplay, this one's a little bit easier here in terms of that because what original story was the best of the year? We have Sinners, Marty Supreme, Sentimental Value, It Was Just an Accident, and Blue Moon, our first Blue Moon sighting here. Something Michaela watched way late in the game. That's okay. That's okay. I'm going to go ahead and say that it is Sinners. It was unique, it was original, it was creative, it was inventive, and it was amazing.
Yep. Same. With the this is probably my favorite category because it's basically like what is the best story? What is the best story that you've heard? And if somebody said, "Hey, I got an idea about talking about sinning. I've got an idea where we're going to talk about the Deep South. I've got an idea where we're going to talk about family and loss and regret and throw in some vampires in there for good measure. And it's gonna be behind this really cool backdrop of songs and like soulfulness throughout the ages and like music of marginalized people from the beginning of time, just like and then put in like some mythical stuff into like, I mean, are you kidding me? Hell yeah, it's Sinners. Hell yeah, it's Sinners. I mean,
There
I
you go.
look, I loved Blue Moon. I loved Blue Moon. I love the idea of, this, Rogers like, I just love this guy. I love this character and the idea that he is wrestling with how he's feeling and things like that. But nah, Sinners all day, every day.
All day, every day. There you go. There you go. All right, we are on to our acting awards now, Michaela. So exciting, exciting stuff here. Exciting stuff as we're making our way to the end of our pick'em.
Yeah. All right. Well, we have Best Supporting Actress. And for that, we have Wumi Mosaku from Sinners, Teyana Taylor from One Battle After Another, Elle Fanning from Sentimental Value. Yeah. Oh my God. Inga Ibsdottir Lilias from Sentimental Value as well, and Amy
That was pretty
Madigan for
good.
Weapons.
That was pretty good. That was I don't know. Is she from Norway? I don't know. That was good Scandinavian
I was trying my
accent
best.
that you used right there. Yeah, absolutely. So who do you got? Best supporting actress. We got two from Sentimental Value right here. Everyone that was in Sentimental Value got nominated for an acting award on a side note.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I think they're all amazing. I am gonna go with Amy Madigan though, because Weapons,
Ooh.
not the most amazing movie ever. But I tell you, she made that film, made it.
Oh yeah.
And I feel like Sentimental Value, as much as I love Elle Fanning, as much as I love Inga's portrayal of this daughter character, I really feel like Amy Madigan, she just did it. She just did it. And all of these others really have a cast to support them. You didn't have a
Yep.
cast to support Amy Madigan. She needed to be what she was, and so that's my pick.
Yeah, and thinking back to when we saw weapons, Amy Madigan was like a secret weapon in weapons. I don't
Oh
think
yeah.
that we even knew that she was in the film. I'm gonna go with Tiana Taylor because I want to win the Oscar victim. So there you go, one battle after another. Tiana Taylor. Let's see what do we got next here. Supporting actress becomes supporting actor. We've got Delroy Lindo from Sinners, Jacob Elordi from Frankenstein, Benicio del Toro and Sean Penn from One Battle After Another, and Stellan Skarsgård from Sentimental Value. Our patrons were lucky enough for me to tell them, whimsically, that if Stellan Skarsgård came and read me the Pizza Hut menu, that it would be the most important document that ever existed. I would believe that, and I still believe that. Stellan Skarsgård is amazing, and I would really love to see someone from an international feature film win this award someday. But I would also really love to see Delroy Lindo win it for Sinners because Delroy Lindo is incredible in Sinners, and we've already talked about how incredible Sinners is. But Delroy Lindo, that character is amazing, and it provides like so much more depth to the story of Michael B. Jordan's characters because of Delroy Lindo.
Yeah, no, I completely agree. Look, I didn't even know it was Jacob Elordi who was in Frankenstein. I didn't know that was him until, we were talking about a completely different movie, Wuthering Heights, that he was also in. And look, Sean Penn's amazing. I feel like there's some politics here, though, right? Benicio del Toro, I think, has won one. Sean Penn has also won one. Um, I don't believe Delroy Lindo has. He's been nominated quite a few times. I could be wrong that he has not won. Um, I think I'd be less upset than if somebody else won. But I mean, Delroy Lindo's amazing, and I'm so glad that he's been recognized again. I hope he gets to take it home this year.
Yeah, and I think he just won the SAG award, I think, this last
Mm,
week. Is that right? Something like that. So,
I think,
uh,
think so. Yeah.
there you go. Okay, and we're on to the top ones here. Why don't you take these two, Michaela?
All right. Well, we have Best Actress, and the nominees are Rose Byrne from If I Had Legs, I'd Kick You, Emma Stone from Begonia, Jessie Buckley from Hamnet, Renata McKenzie as Sentimental Value, and Kate Hudson from Song Sung Blue. Um, this is really tough because I am a mother, and so I thought Rose Byrne's performance was absolutely treacherous. It was so good. Um, but I just don't think it's going to happen for her. I think Jessie Buckley is going to take this one away. And so that's going to be my pick.
Yeah, Jessie Buckley is also going to be my pick. Rose Byrne and If I Had Legs, I Kick You is so good that I hated the movie for every second that I watched it because she was so good in it. I'm like, I hate this so much, and it's because she was so incredible in it. Kate Hudson, amazing. Renate Reinsve, nominated. I think this is her second nomination. I think she got nominated for the worst person in the world. Is that possible? Is that
I
possible?
believe so.
Emma Stone, you've done enough. Jessie Buckley, it is your time to shine. Let's do it. Let's do it.
Yeah, no, completely. And then we have Best Actor. So from Michael B. Jordan and Michael B. Jordan in Sinners, Leonardo DiCaprio from One Battle After Another, Timothy Chalamet from Marty Supreme, Ethan Hawke from Blue Moon, and Wagner Moura from The Secret Agent. This one's real tough, man. It's real tough. Timothy Chalamet, I love you, but I lost it. I don't know. Marty Supreme lost me. I mean, he did a really good job of playing a person I hated, so that's cool. Um, I think for me, the most transformative uh, person was Ethan Hawke. Um,
Mm-hmm.
I loved his role in that. I thought it was so great. Um, this is really tough. Wagner Moura, I think this is the second time we've had like a lead actor from Brazil, because I think this is Brazilian, right? Be nominated either in Best Actor or Best Actress. So that's really amazing. This is really hard. This is real hard. Michael B. Jordan just won from the SAG Awards, I believe, so he's kind of the favorite. What do you think, Brian?
Wow, look at that deferral right there. Yeah, I mean this one is hard. Ethan Hawke is transformative and amazing, and that basically Blue Moon is just an Ethan Hawke monologue for like the entire movie, which is pretty impressive. Michael B. Jordan, so nice he did it twice, right? He's playing the dual roles right there. I'm going to go out on a limb. I'm going to take a swing, and I'm going to pick Wagner Moura from The Secret Agent as my nominee here for Best Actor.
Yeah,
Won the
yeah.
Golden Globe, so.
Oh, we did? Well,
Let's
then,
go.
yeah.
So let's go.
Yeah. Let's do it. Yep, yep. I think you're probably right. I'd love for Leonardo to win another one, but I
I
think
wouldn't.
he's st
He's number five on the list for me. I would pick
I
every
mean,
one of these people over him, I think.
yeah, I do feel like a little bit like some moments were kind of wasted. He was amazing, but I do feel like if my choosing would be between Ethan and Wagner. So, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, because at some point it's not even like his story hardly, by the end of the movie. So I don't know. Yeah, Wagner Moura. Let's go here. We've got two more to go. We're about through these out there. Let's talk about best director right here. We've got Ryan Coogler for Sinners, Paul Thomas Anderson for One Battle After Another, Chloe Zhao from Hamnet, Josh Safdie from Marty Supreme, and Joachim Trier from Sentimental Value. This one also could be up in the air. We've got some past winners. We've got some newcomers. I'm going to say Paul Thomas Anderson, one battle after another.
Oh, wow. That's cool. I'm gonna stick with my original thought. I'm gonna do Ryan Coogler for Sinners. I'm gonna do that. Uh,
There you go.
but if one battle after another wins, that wouldn't be the worst thing in the world.
It wouldn't be the worst thing in the world. Yeah, absolutely. Because that's what I picked. And then uh, best picture, the last category.
For Best Picture, the nominees are Train Dreams, F1, starring Brad Pitt, Frankenstein, Sinners, The Secret Agent, Sentimental Value, Marty Supreme, Hamnet, Begonia, and One Battle After Another. And I think a lot of these were kind of hit or miss. I had to rewatch One Battle After Another because it had been so long since I'd seen it.
Mhm.
Um, this is difficult because I thought Frankenstein was just beautiful, but I don't think that they're going to take it home because it's Netflix and they love to hate on Netflix. I'd really love Sinners to win. I can't tell you how much I'd love Sinners to win. I would really love Sinners to win, but I think it's going to be One Battle After Another.
All right, Michaela says one battle after another. And despite the fact that I picked Paul Thomas Anderson to win Best Director, I think they're splitting it, and Sinners is my pick to win the Best Picture in the 98th Academy Awards. So next, submit, and there we go. Those are the picks. Michaela, we did it. We did them all. We did them all right
We
there.
did.
Uh, 2026 Oscars. It has been a wild year here, just to kind of wrap things up. We saw all of the movies, right? We missed four. I don't remember how many. Do you remember how many there were total nominations this year? There are 50, I
52.
believe.
52 films.
I see 50 on this list of
50?
picks that you gave me. But either way, 50, 52. We've seen everything but four. So that is a lot of movies. And I will say, just generally speaking, um, I was underwhelmed, not underwhelmed, but like I feel like in Oscars past, like there were more like highs for me. Like there were a
Mm.
lot of really good movies this year. All of the movies we talked about today, were good on a lot of levels. But I feel like I maybe connected with more of the films in previous years. So this year's Oscars was a little tough for me. Just not in the sense of watching the films because I always enjoy that, but just when I'm like thinking about them critically and comparing them to each other, like it seemed like everything was kind of in the like a similar level to me. Like I didn't really
Mm.
have things like cropping up to the top so much after after thinking about these, after having seen these, and it's a lot of work to get through these movies, but it's a lot of fun, and there's a lot to be proud of, and excited to having seen these. Now, if you're listening out there and you're like, watching 50 movies, that sounds insane. Watching 50 like really sad, really long movies, that sounds like not that much fun. I agree. I agree with that sentiment. I think that that's perfectly fine to take that away. But one of the neat things about Oscars, to me and to I think to us, is that it shines light on things that you wouldn't have watched or thought of, right? Like you would have thought about Avatar, of course. You would have thought about Brad Pitt. Or, I mean, F1. You'd have thought about that. You'd have heard about Sinners and how it went on to make, I don't know, like $400 million. So, like, you would have heard about those things, but you wouldn't have heard about, like, the international features. Like, you wouldn't have heard about Surat. Like, we would have heard about Surat, probably, right? Like, had it not been nominated for an Academy Award, right? We wouldn't have probably cared about sentimental value had it not been nominated for these Academy Awards and had all this, Oscar buzz and stuff like that. So, like, to that end, like, I think that the Oscars, even if you're not an award show fan, are worth keeping on your radar just because it's might expose you to something that could just like literally change your outlook on life.
Yeah, no, that's absolutely true. And I think, um, another piece of it is that I get to share it with you, Brian, because a
Yeah.
movie, watching it by yourself is great. Watching a movie that you really connect with and being able to talk about it is probably one of my favorite things in the world. And so I'm always so grateful that Oscar season comes. I'm always sad, a little sad. And anticlimactic when it's over, but then we get to start all over again in about 3 months. So that's cool. That's cool. But yeah, everybody has a different movie going experience or what they're looking for out of film Some people want to just be entertained, and that's fine. Some people want to be pushed and forced to think about things differently. Some people just want to see something new, and I think the cool thing about the Oscars is there's a movie in there for everybody. I mean, you want a blockbuster, great. You want some crazy art film, great. You want to watch three donkeys like walk and have the most amazing skyscraper shows, like showing the Milky Way galaxy, great. We got that for you too. So yeah, the
You're tired of
Oscars are
watching
really.
K-pop Demon Hunters with your kid? Turn on Arco. Now you know about that.
No, you do. Yeah, yeah, absolutely. So, thanks for tuning in with us and going through this list. I hope it wasn't too boring. Next week, we are going to talk about all the winners, and everyone's going to see that Brian won again. I'm calling it. I'm pretty sure he's going to win this year. I think I won last year, but I think you're going to win this year because I think I'm already regretting my splitting between director and uh, and best picture. But that's okay. That's okay. Yeah, if you where can they find us, Brian?
They can find us on all the things. So yeah, thanks for listening to this. Get your picks in. If you haven't done that yet, now you found out what Michaela and I think. So go pick something different than us, and you'll probably win. Go to drinkthemovies.com. That's the place where you can find episode recaps, pictures of our cocktails, all that stuff. But you can find the link for the Oscar pick'em. Just go there, make your Oscar picks, and then whoever makes the most correct Oscar picks come Oscar night wins that prize package. Easy peasy. We love seeing those picks roll in. We've started to ramp up in those here now that we're in the final week. So hopefully you get those picks in. We love to see it. Do that. You can connect with us on social media. It's at Drink the Movies on Instagram, Threads, Blue Sky, and Facebook.com/Drink the Movies. If you have any feedback, if you have any snubs, if you have anything, let us know. We'll talk about it. We want to get in there, have some conversations about Oscar night. We'll probably go live, maybe try to on one of those platforms. So follow us on every one, just so that way you make sure to get it. Do that. You can join on our Discord. We talk about the Oscars over there, especially like come Oscar night. Like we'll like live stream like on Discord, like what's what and all that stuff. So that's pretty fun. That's pretty fun. You can do that, and yes, that's the place to connect with us. And the best place to connect with us is Patreon, patreon.com/drink the movies. We love our patrons. We're going to be doing a hangout with them on Wednesday afternoon to do any last minute kind of Oscar stuff, having a cocktail, having a little bit of a chat and some fun. So that's going to be great. Again, that is patreon.com/drink the movies.
And you can find us on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Good Pods, anywhere where Spotify podcasts are distributed and supported. You can find us on YouTube where we're live. We got this really cool slideshow that Brian did a lot of work on. If you like video games, even if you don't like video games, go listen to the #1 video game podcast in like the history of anywhere. Just ask a bunch of people who voted on it. Go find Drink the Video Games because it's amazing. We do like his latest episode. Brian's latest episode is awesome. Of course, I pop in for a cocktail, but it also is like this smash up between movies and video games for the 1990s Wizard, which is really cool. So go check that out. Yeah.
Absolutely. So that is going to wrap it up here for this episode. Going through all the Oscar picks. We'll be back next week to see who won, see if Michaela could come out triumphantly over me or if I made the right picks. We'll talk about all that stuff next week on
Drink
Drink
the
the
Movies.
Movies. All right, 4 to watch. I don't know if we'll be able to, but we can take a nap. That's what I'm going to do.
Yeah, I can rest finally.